I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. No one can stop me. I'm the best ever.
You are watching a master at work.
Yo, it's Free Game Radio Podcast. It's your boy Poppy Don.
And it's your girl Tia G.
Hey, yo, man, we got the homie in here, 16, man. What's good with you?
My God, appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for having me. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
It's such an honor to have you.
Man, y'all too nice.
How you doing today? How you feeling?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm actually great. You know, just came off Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Ate way too much food.
Yeah.
But it was great, though. So I'm good. How y'all doing?
We doing good, man.
Straight?
Yeah, yes.
I see you shining with the...
Oh, man.
Where you get those from? I need some of those, man.
Man, look, actually, shout out to Scotty ATL, man. Grills by Scotty. They got me right, man.
Okay,
Off Candler.
Okay, I got to take a stop up there, man, yeah.
No, mess with him, man. Yeah, 18 carats, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn. Well, I can cuss on here?
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool.
You
Shit,
can talk
let me
your
make
shit.
my
You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, you don't got to be humble.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So you out here, man. I know that you recently had a album listening session.
Right.
To your new album. You know, how was that?
Man, it was great, man. Like, seriously, yeah. You know, for anybody that hasn't seen it, I have a recap video on Instagram.
Okay.
And it really, you know, you see, man, it was like over capacity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think we ended up with over double the amount of people that the venue could hold.
Damn, that's big.
Yeah, like ran out of headphones. We was a silent listening party too,
Yeah.
so we ran out of headphones and shit. It was, definitely, you know, top five accomplishments.
Once you run out of headphones, you good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know it's heavy
Everybody
people in
gonna
that motherfucker. Yeah.
Nah, facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very appreciative though. Definitely. Thank you to everybody that came.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
Yeah. So the new album, man, like, what's the motive behind it, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is this your first debut album? Or
Every rapper say this. I'm treating it like it's my first.
you
This
treating
feels
it-
like
I know
my.
you got some other tapes and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
But this is the first one where I felt like I've actually, like, how can I put it? I've progressed enough as an artist that this is like my first true offering.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first offering I feel like I could stand on and say, okay, everything I wanted to do got done. You know what I mean? I didn't have to toe the line on anything. So,
Okay.
yeah. But in terms of kind of, I guess, what it stands for, like the name of the project is Reserved.
Yeah.
And I'm just, anybody that knows me say the same thing. I'm like very reserved.
Yeah.
I was very
I see that.
observative, yeah. So
Yeah.
it speaks to that. But then also it's kind of a play on words because what I'm talking about in the project are some very like personal thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, the idea of, all right, I'm reserved, and these are thoughts that are usually reserved for, you know, we all keep inside, but I'm just being
Absolutely.
honest about shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, with being reserved in the album, are you bringing out vulnerabilities? Are you showing like more emotions, like from your personal side, showing that, hey, you make mistakes, you fuck up, shit like that? You know what I mean? To kind of give your fans an inside look of like, you know, ain't nobody perfect. You feel me?
For sure, man. I would say, if anything, like the trajectory of my career, I always had a bigger support system than I had a fan base. And I think that's, you know, I'm very fortunate because some artists don't have either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But having that's propelled me into an arena where I could actually start building a real fan base. And I don't think I was prepared for that until I started doing some of those things. Like it didn't start coming out in my artistry, like, you know, that kind of honesty that you're talking about. And as soon as I started doing that, started kind of standing on that,
Yeah, man.
that's when people really
Yeah.
started gravitating.
Absolutely. People
You know what I'm
love
saying?
transparency. People love.
I think, people, like you said, I ain't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah.
people do like transparency. That's why I think, just like from another artist that I like, Future, when he dropped the last album, Save Me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I felt like, all right, cool, bro. You let it all out. You know what I'm saying? You let everybody know, like, yeah, man, I'm fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got vulnerabilities. Like, I am sensitive about certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, like, definitely, like, having an album like that is always good. Because I'm a fan of that work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause
I think that's what music should be anyway, though.
Yeah.
Like something that's
touches your soul. you know
yeah,
what
something
I mean?
that people can feel. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
you got that gift. So that's awesome.
Oh,
that you
man.
give
With
people.
bars, though. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm
You got
saying.
bars
That's,
with it, you know
it's
what I
a
mean?
gift
Like,
to be able to
Word.
curate something like that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's always a gift to create music with words
sure.
that can touch and feel people. That shit deep.
yeah,
Nah, I appreciate that
deep.
for real, man. Yeah, I think what I've at least tried to do with the project was do that, like make something that'll make you feel something, but not sacrifice it. You good? You good? Do you think? You straight, man.
Edit that out.
I'll be the same way if I was on the bubbly. I'm chilling. But
Oh, that bubbly.
nah, man. But yeah, but I think where some of that goes wrong sometimes, like when people I think confuse honesty sometimes for I think people confuse preaching for honesty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
You can
yeah.
have a message without, like, I like to, like, pause. I try to put the medicine in the cupcake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I give you some shit, you be like, damn, did I just accidentally, like, feel something?
Yeah,
Listen to
yeah.
shit?
Yeah,
This shit
yeah,
jam, though. This is
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So that's what I try to do with my
Yeah.
music.
Okay. I mean, I like that, man. Sometimes you gotta, like, spoon feed them sometimes, man. Because
Yeah.
I think the way society is with music, hip hop, we more, you know what I'm saying? They'll blast, they'll put on some, little pump or some shit before they actually put on somebody with lyrical content, somebody with a message behind it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it takes a lot of machine work behind it for people like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Big Crit to be on the stage that they are because of what mainstream wants to push out. You know what I'm saying? Like mainstream don't want to put out anything that's, that's real like that. You know what I'm saying? So for you to have that message that type of way, it's all good. I like that.
No, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
where can people find your music too, though?
Man, you can find me everywhere.
Yeah.
All digital, streaming platforms. Spotify, Apple Music, any platform. I usually, like I said, I got my 2 records out now from the project, Too Fast and Right Back. Yeah. Drop some freestyles, on my IG, like I got a bunch of different, just little visuals.
Yeah, what's your IG then? Go ahead and insist.
I am 16OS. That's IAM16OS.
Okay.
And man, y'all can. I'm not hard to find. People just gotta know to look for me.
Absolutely. I just definitely want to put that out there so people can listen because you definitely just dropped some heat.
Oh man, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh
Appreciate
my
that.
God.
I know. For me personally, I was talking to you before the show even started. That Big Fish freestyle.
Word for sure.
That right there was. I don't know. I feel like you was trying to put your mark. You know what I'm saying? Like let everybody know. Like I can.
I'm
do
here.
This, you know what I'm saying? I'm here.
I appreciate that.
Bars, you know what I'm saying? And,
Thank you.
And again, once again, the music, the message it was relaying was more heartfelt. You know what I'm saying? With lyrical content that I'm always up for. You know what I'm saying? So we can get into some questions, man. I wrote down a few questions for you, man, because I feel like you know your shit when it comes to hip hop. I don't know for some reason, man. I just feel like you do, man.
Shit, let me know.
What you doing here? Where we going with this one?
I'm curious. Let's see.
So I just wanted to say, how has hip hop influenced the way you present yourself and your music?
Hip hop has a pretty huge influence. Definitely in my bars. You know what I mean? I try to never even if it's a simple bar, I try not to sacrifice bars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, as I've grown as an artist, my earlier projects, I would say were 100% informed by rap and hip hop.
Yeah.
But now in the last year or two, it's my voice has matured a little bit, and so has my ability to songwrite, and then also just the number of resources I've been around.
Yeah.
So it's kind of taking if you listen to something like Right Back, for example,
Right Back is nice.
or even some of the other records on the project. Hip hop is definitely an influence,
Yeah.
but so is melody, so is nuance, so is comedy. Life in general has kind of inspired the direction it's gone in.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely hip hop definitely gets a great percentage of that credit.
Okay.
So who's one of your? I'm sorry. Did
No,
I
you
cut
go,
you
you
off?
go, go ahead.
I just want to know who inspires you as an artist. Or do you? Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody?
Yeah, that's an easy answer, but generally I take inspiration from a lot of shit. I may I would say my top 5 in the last decade is obviously Drake, Kendrick, Cole, Chance, Sean, the usual suspects.
Right.
But like I said, lately stuff that's way different than music has been inspiring me. I feel like the shit that influences me most, I think I have a similar approach to like a comedian. But whereas like, you know, comedians' jobs is basically to point out like different absurdities in life and then call attention to it and say, look, this is the shit we do every day, but we don't think about it. We're so routine. And then they find the humor in it. But I try to take it, I sometimes find the humor, but mainly try to make it a dope record. You know what I'm saying? Try to make it a hit.
Yeah.
So that's that was what I would say is like my hugest influence right now. It's just being, like you said, purely honest.
Oh yeah.
But like how you see, like I ended the Big Fish freestyle. I was like, man,
I just want to smile.
Yes, I'm just gonna smile. I really don't know how to. I ain't got this shit figured out. So I'm gonna just have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Okay.
that's where I'm at.
So when you saying you don't have like things figured out, are you saying like things in general or you know life purpose? I feel like we all like kind of in this race, but we running, but we got like some type of vision of what we want, but it's
We're
like,
constantly chasing something. I always ask too, like, what age do you put?
like
Like,
success.
yeah,
on,
success
or,
on.
like,
You know, what
really
age?
supposed to find, like really understand where you're supposed to be at in life.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of
Because I know for me, at first I was like, man, by the time I'm 25, I want to do and have this.
Yeah.
And then when I became 25, I said, by the time I'm 30, I want this and I want that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, nah,
What
you
age
can't. Life don't work that way.
Yeah.
And shit, I'm 27. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been doing this since I was 15. You know what I mean? But with that said, how you speaking about not having shit figured out? I mean life. I mean everything. I mean existence. You know what I mean? And I feel like in the last 2 years, I went through a lot of different trials and shit but like everybody, and it was very perspective enhancing. And one of the biggest takeaways I had was nobody has this shit figured out. I don't care who or what you think they know or what they've seen. They only know what they've experienced.
Absolutely.
And niggas just try to do their best job to pretend like they know
Absolutely.
what's going on. So once I figured that out, I was like, okay, well, if we're all kind of on the same playing field and not knowing what everything means and where we headed, you know, in a grander scheme, I'm not finna try to be cool.
Absolutely.
I'm not finna try to be anything else other than I'm just be honest.
Yeah.
And I'll be the one to let you know I have no clue.
Absolutely.
Like Jesus, take the wheel if you're even there. You know what I'm saying? Type
Absolutely.
shit.
Oh no, that's real.
I think a lot of people are like that. I mean, I think you probably find those rare specimens out there where they understand from since they were like in middle school, like, I know I want to be, and they do exactly that.
Like I knew I wanted to be a police officer.
Yeah, or some shit like that.
You
Or I
know?
want to be like a photographer or some shit, and they end up just doing that forever. Like, I mean, you do get those people, but I mean, for the average person, man, for the average human being, I think just going through everyday life, finding like new things to learn, then you kind of find a path of like saying, all right, cool, I think I can go with this. I like this, but I still don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? So. I mean, that's life though, man. Life is a game, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
I will say this. I always knew I wanted to be a rapper. Like, I always knew I wanted to be a rapper and an actor. That's been my passion since I was a kid.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But in terms of, number one, how you get there, and then two, just how you get anywhere in life.
Yeah. And stay there, and then and then you know what I'm saying, keep moving from there.
Facts.
That's the art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the part to compound on life, man.
I agree.
But what in Atlanta, man, I really like when it comes to music, when it comes to art, really, like, you know what I'm saying, photography, visual art, you know what I'm saying, you got musicians, producing, everything like that. I feel like Atlanta has taken over what New York started, or, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, New York was like the headquarters of hip hop, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like now hip hop is now taking its place in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So with your music, you know what I'm saying, your style, your delivery, how do you feel you could set yourself apart from, you know what I'm saying, the competition in Atlanta?
Kind of the same thing I was saying earlier, just about like some of my influences and what inspires me to create art, kind of what I want my art to be.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't see anybody else doing that.
Absolutely.
And and it's because like when we talk about the honesty, if you are purely honest, you truly figure out who you are.
Oh my God.
And nobody's like you.
Absolutely.
So that's
why.
why, in terms of like what's setting myself apart, I mean, number one, I don't know anybody that really raps like me, but secondly, like the spirit behind it is a little bit different. You know,
it is.
I don't know anybody who's me like
Absolutely.
me. You know what I mean? And everybody should take that. Every artist,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
you do,
Talk that shit.
that should be your takeaway. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like the way, like how you were saying, like the way you rap, I don't hear that sound a lot in Atlanta. Like, you know, you hear that.
Or overall.
Yeah, you hear that Young Thug cadence, that Future cadence.
Oh, yeah.
You know
For
what
sure.
I'm saying? You hear that type of delivery, type of flow. But it's cool when you can get an artist that is, you know what I'm saying, that has a different flow. Where I'm like, you know, is he from Atlanta? Like, where, like, you know what I'm saying? Is he coming out from Atlanta? Like, where, like, because he doesn't sound like he's from Atlanta.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
I mean, which is a good thing in a sense, because if I have a way to feel how everybody else is rapping here.
For
You
sure,
know what I'm saying?
for
But,
sure.
I mean, rap is style, man. Rap is an imitation of life.
Yeah.
Art is an imitation of life. So
Sure.
if that's how you deliver, that's how you
Yeah.
deliver. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, just to put it out there, I'm definitely from Decatur.
I was just about to
Zone
ask that.
6,
You must, I was just about to ask where you from, because literally every time we got people coming on the show, everybody be like, I'm from East Atlanta. What is it?
Yeah.
East Atlanta, East Side. What-
Yeah, nah,
I get
I was
confused.
Yeah, I was born in the Cat Medical Center. I went to Snapfinger Elementary and Columbia Middle.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then when I was in high school, we moved to Conyers, and I went to Heritage High School. And then I'm from Decatur. But
West Grader.
I was like really insulated as a child. Like my mother and father, I was my only child.
Wow. Okay.
Actually, let me take that back. I'm adopted, and I actually just found out last year that I have a sibling that's 2 years older than me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, crazy. I never met my biological family, but
Oh wow.
saying that to say I was raised the only child, and
Wow.
and both my parents, my mother's from Brooklyn and my father's from East St. Louis, Illinois. So like my speech influence, even though I was born here, my whole family, everyone I grew up around is from like Midwest and up north type
Yeah.
shit. So
Damn, that's crazy.
yeah,
Wow, man.
Okay.
no, for sure. Yeah.
And
Congratulations on finding your sibling. I mean,
Oh,
how does
I
that
haven't
feel?
found her yet.
Oh, you haven't found her?
Yeah, I
Oh, but
haven't
just
gone
Like,
yet.
know.
just know it's okay. You just know.
Oh
yeah,
my
okay.
God.
I found
Well, good luck
me,
on that.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Man, really good luck on that.
Word. Yeah,
Wow,
you
that's
know.
deep, man.
Yeah. I don't, you know, I before I wasn't planning on going looking, but when I found out I had a sister, it was like, all right, I want to know my sister.
Yeah.
Especially after being growing up an only child. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
Crazy.
man.
Man. So
Yeah,
when,
for sure.
when you find out
That's
you was adopted,
crazy.
how was that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I was adopted at 2 months.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
like
okay.
my parents told me as early as I can remember.
Yeah.
So it was never a thing. Like they ripped the Band-Aid pretty early. And the way I grew up in the family, I was very fortunate in that like I have a very loving and like supportive family. So I never knew anything different. That's
Okay.
probably why I haven't gone searching for real. But
Damn, that's
anyway,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's a
yeah,
blessing.
Yeah.
Nah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah, man.
Damn, okay. Man,
Wow.
so-
Yeah.
that's dope, man.
Yeah, that is
that's
dope.
definitely a cool story, man.
Appreciate it.
Man, so what does hip hop mean to you? Like, what does the black culture mean to you? What does hip hop mean to you?
I think hip hop is for sure a product of black culture, and I think is a testament to how strong and I'm trying to think of a better word. Yeah, how strong of an imprint that like black culture leaves. You know, you have to tie the two together.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's
But yeah, I mean it's cool. It's cool even when it's not cool. You could be the awkward rapper and it's still cool.
Yeah.
Like it's self-expression.
yeah.
You know, this whole I went to I got my bachelor's degree back in like 2013.
Okay.
And the college I went
Congratulations
to.
on that.
Appreciate that, y'all.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah. My final both from my bachelor's and my master's degree, my sort of final
Then you got a bachelor's and a master's?
yeah.
Black
Man, you got
excellence,
me.
man.
No, man.
Man,
Shit.
good shit on that one, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. That's something to celebrate.
No, definitely.
Well
definitely.
educated, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Nah, yeah. And the whole time I was just rapping. Like I was like,
Yeah.
you know, getting and building my name up and shit. But
So it is possible. I know a lot of people drop out of school to pursue rap. So you saying that it's possible to do both, right?
yeah, it is. But I mean, I don't fault a person if they feel like they can get better footing. Because don't get me wrong, like I think part of the how I put it, basically it's pros and cons to every part of
Yeah.
it. The pro for me was when I was at school, I kind of treated it like the test ground for my artistry, because I had been making projects when I was in high school and shit. But like this was like, okay, we're gonna turn it from hobby to vocation,
Yeah.
and if we do that, can I do that?
Yeah.
Do people give enough of a fuck to want to pay for it? And when I tell you, 500 broke college students bought every copy of my album
Which is dope.
from campus like my junior year, and from there I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is probably what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's
So
amazing.
it worked for me because that's when my support system and fan base started. But I don't fault anybody, for however unique their path is.
Yeah.
Because you never, there's
Your
never
journey.
one right way.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, yeah, man. I know a few artists that have went to college and shit like that, and it came out good for them. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers went to art school and stuff like that. Yeah. I think it is kind of cool because then you get a artist in college. You know what I'm saying? You could build your you know what I'm saying, you could build your fan base at your school. You know what I'm saying? And if you go to a big
100%.
college, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can get like 50%, 60% of that school fucking with you, man, you in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
With a school with like 30, 50,000 kids, you know what I'm saying? That's fucking dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shit, it ain't got to be that big. I went to school, it was 6,000 total. It was a small school in like the middle of fucking nowhere.
Wow.
And the black population there was like, it was like something crazy. It was like less than 10% type shit.
wow.
It was a PWI.
Okay,
But
predominantly white. Okay.
but you know what that means? Like that's 600. Of that 6,000 is 600 black people. You best believe 500 of them motherfuckers
was
bought my
fucking with
project.
you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's right. Yeah.
So you find, you know what I mean, you gravitate
Yeah.
towards that. And even then it spilled over into like, other people of other backgrounds. But, anywhere where you with an insulated group of people, I mean, that's your first kind of step into understanding like the consumer to creator relationship.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay, yeah, I fuck with that, man.
but that's just my path, you know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I don't know if it's just me, man, but it's just something I notice a lot of times when it comes to music and the race of the fan base that you may have. I know like having a predominantly black fan base is cool, you know what I'm saying, because they're down for the culture. But for some reason, once you start picking up and getting predominantly white or the Asians, sales start picking up, concerts, you know what I'm saying? Like your revenue is generated like differently, like it's much higher now. Like have you ever noticed that, or you ever taken a look? Cause I've taken that like with major artists, you know what I'm saying? Because you may have an artist like, for instance, Wiz. You know what I'm saying? Wiz, like I was listening to him like, you know what I'm saying, like Cushion Orange Juice, Show Improve, like mixtape days, you know what I mean? And I seen like once he went mainstream, his fan base, now he added another fan base to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he really did.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know like women are really supportive. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I would say that's probably the biggest support system I have is women.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know that I've probably made it far enough to like say as far as it pertains to my artistry. But I will say this. Like working with people of different cultures is always different.
Yeah.
And it's like no secret that the majority of the people in positions of power that don't look like us. But, when you learn the system, you learn how to maneuver and navigate.
Absolutely.
So like y'all hear the way I talk, right?
Absolutely.
That makes some people feel comfortable.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And those people tend to be the ones who are in that position.
Absolutely.
So like earlier this year, I got to perform at the Super Bowl. Like I got contracted by the NFL to write an anthem for Atlanta, and I
That's
performed it up
awesome.
there. Like
Wow.
Mike
dope.
Vick introduced us.
Wow.
John Legend followed us type shit, and that was there, and that performed and everything.
Shout
She was
out
featured
that.
on the song.
Okay.
Shout out Natalie.
Yeah, for real?
Yeah, but how that came
Wow.
about was
Congratulations, y'all. Damn.
appreciate it. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think we too quiet for that shit, man.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Dang, you just wrote something for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, fact. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a cool experience.
You can slide me $100. I need some money, man.
So the Super Bowl was in February.
It's over with, partner.
Can't spend that shit.
So that money been gone, bro. Nah, but saying that to say that kind of opportunity, I haven't whatever made it means. I haven't gotten there yet, but I've been able to have these moments of everything up to this point has just, I think my career is punctuated by a bunch of dope moments.
Yeah.
So there'll be a big moment, and then I may have some months where I'm just working, trying to figure some shit out.
Yeah.
Shit is stagnant. Then a big moment to keep me
Yeah.
going. So the Super Bowl was probably the last. Well, no, my listening party was the last big one, but before that, Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Before that, I got a voiceover in a nationally syndicated commercial. Before that, I got a speaking role in a major motion picture as a rapper. What I was doing with rap got me that speaking role.
Yeah.
You know, like all these different things though, part of it is being talented, and then the other part of it is making people feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, across the board. So to the point of if the inclusion of another race can build you up, I can't necessarily say from the fan side, but from the business side.
Okay.
It does. It makes a big difference.
It makes sense.
Whew.
Yeah.
That's
Makes
when
a
them
big
checks look a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I noticed that, man. It's just like, shout out to the artists that noticed that, but they still come back. You know what I'm saying? They may drop a mixtape that's just strictly for the streets or strictly for that fan base, but then they go ahead and drop an album that's you know that's included with everybody. You know, I understand like certain artists are seeing it, but then you got some artists that's like, yo, look, they paying me the most. I'm gonna make this type of music. You know what I'm saying? So
A lot of people
each
go
his
pop.
own. You feel me? Each his own. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I'm a firm believer that, you know, the success lies in how confident, you know, you are in what you do. How the kind of, I think, a recurring theme we have here is honesty. So like, you may be getting amazing checks or whatever to do some shit that you don't believe in, but it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Like either eventually you're gonna hate what you do, or eventually it's not gonna work anymore because it's not honest. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Very true.
things that aren't honest can't sustain themselves like that. So, you know, I've turned stuff down before just on the strength of
It wasn't
fitting
authentic.
you.
It wasn't.
I can't, but I'm not feeling it.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
That's real.
We
Nah,
need more of that.
But that was only after accepting shit that I didn't believe in
Yeah.
because of a check,
Yeah.
and then saying I knew I shouldn't have done this shit to begin with. But you know,
Okay. I fuck with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's something like what J. Cole was saying when he was talking to like he didn't want to say no names, but we knew he was talking about like Lil Pump, Lil Uzi, and all of that. He was like, look, you know what I'm saying?
I actually like Lil Uzi though.
Yeah,
I like Uzi too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he was talking about those artists, and we knew exactly
Yeah.
who he was talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he was just like, look, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to start saving your money up because after a while, this, you know, it's gonna die. You know what I mean? And I'm still gonna be the one lasting because what I'm doing is based out of love, based out of truth. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? That's something to what you were saying. So that's definitely dope.
Nah, real shit, man, real shit. But I fuck with I fuck with everybody, man.
I fuck with everybody.
Yeah,
I never
like
had no see, this is my issue about it all. It's when they get pushed more than like the real ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. I'm not hating on Lil Pump, get your money. I'm not hating on Smoke Purple. Any of these motherfuckers. Like, yo, it's dope because at the end of the day, like, I'll listen to your shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
I fuck with Lil Uzi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
a lot of
I was
people
gonna
don't
say
fuck with him. Like, in that mumble rap, like, oh, he's a mumble rapper, but like, he's fucking dope as hell. Like, he's creative as hell.
Absolutely.
Like, art-wise, fashion-wise, shit like that. So I fuck with him. But I just feel like sometimes if you got somebody coming up, that's why it's really dope to see YB and Cordae get nominated.
Sure,
and,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get into that mode because it's like, damn, like in my eyes, I'm thinking like, damn, is he be able to get that? Like I was kind of worried, like, damn, will he be nominated or will he be on that reign of like, all right, these are top rappers, you know what I'm saying? Because who he was coming in with, you know what I'm saying? So it was definitely a happy moment, shocking moment for me. Like, damn, okay, you getting the respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? Amidst all that chaos of all these other type of artists, man. But that's, you know what I'm saying? That's dope for me. Yeah, that's.
Nah, I respect it, man. I mean, it's so. Everything is unconventional.
Yeah,
now.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is
man.
no blueprint. There is no like because people are getting what I said before. If it don't run off of honesty, it's not sustainable. And a lot of those structures, a lot of those institutions that give out those kind of accolades, you can't never judge the success of an artist off of if they get recognition from the Grammy Academy. Which
man.
with all due respect to the Grammy Academy,
Yeah.
they have an institution. It's a fair system. A lot of people just don't like to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you know, but a lot of stuff in the entertainment industry, it doesn't work the way that it's written on paper,
Right.
or it doesn't work the way that we
Right.
think it does.
Right.
So that by the time we get there, we think, oh man, this nigga got cheated, or this nigga. No, he didn't. The system worked exactly how it's been working.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's their system that they created, and it's working
Yeah.
the way they made it.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So it's your choice if you want to play the game, and if you don't, you got all the tools at your you got social media at your fingertips.
Yeah.
So how
You
would
can
you
do
So how would you define success though? Like do you look at the Grammys as like a trophy of success, or do you feel like success is like within internal?
I mean, if I was to ever get a Grammy, I would be very grateful. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's a huge accomplishment. Miles was just pretty much saying, like, you know, it's the accolades that I would, I guess, judge my success off of. Musically, definitely, you know, just what I'm doing right now. I already think I'm successful at that. You know what I mean? Like
you showing that.
putting my artistry into a, you know, little, you know, hub and then presenting it.
Yeah.
Like it's what I feel. I'm not sacrificing anything. I'm not compromising anything. So I feel like that's a success. Financially though, I won't feel successful, or just generally speaking, until both my parents don't have to work anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
And until I've paid down all of my debt.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'll judge my success on.
Yeah.
From there, I'm just having fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think it's important to have
like,
fun too.
I think since we like in a capitalistic system, like once we're able to obtain a certain amount of money, I feel like that's when success is. I know people try to say, "Oh, success is when you wake up and you're happy and you're able to do what you love and things like that." But at the same time, we still got to feed ourselves.
Yep.
We still got people
Hell
that we
yeah.
want to put on.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want my mom to work anymore. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
want to be in a position where I can just come to her and say, "Look, you never have to work anymore. Just go to the dealership, pick what type of car you want. We'll go house shopping next week." Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to be able to do that. You want to call your homie that has a great business idea. He just doesn't have the money to have it. You know,
Facts.
he doesn't have the money. So hey, you go fund him that. You know what I mean? I want to be in a position of that, and I will. You know what I'm saying? We all will. You know, you
Absolutely.
speak it, you believe it,
Facts.
you achieve it, and it's there. Law of
And
attraction.
execute.
You know what I mean?
You
A
know what
matter
I'm
of
saying?
time, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
But with you doing Big Fish and then what was the other song? I can't believe I just forgot the song.
Was it a freestyle?
No, Big Fish and the other one we talked about in the album. Not Right Back.
Too
but
Fast?
Too Fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too Fast. So with those two tracks right there, Big Fish and Too Fast, are you asserting yourself, cementing yourself in the rap game right now with those two tracks? 'Cause I feel like they were very powerful. You know what I
Word.
mean? Yeah. So do you feel like with those tracks you were on a mission of saying like, "Here, look, I'm asserting myself. I'm here." You know what I mean? Yeah.
Man, nah, not really. I mean, that's kind of just the energy I try to walk with naturally.
Okay.
So I mean, I feel like some of it probably just bled through osmosis, you know,
Yeah.
type shit. But nah, my purpose for doing those two records is the same purpose that I have for every record. I had a story to tell in that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember when I heard the sample for Too Fast. Like I heard the original record immediately. I was like, it just inspired me, and I knew I wanted to make a record to it. Took it over to class, co-produced it with him, and we did it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I try to create art.
Yeah. And shout out to class,
Yeah.
man. You are
Oh,
working
hell
with a great producer. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Grammy
Thanks.
nominated.
How is it working with
Yeah.
him, by the way?
With class?
Yeah, how's working with class?
Is he? Wait, he's still in there? He not in here.
No,
Huh?
he
Fuck
blew
that.
up,
No,
though.
I'm supposed- no, man. Class
Kid Classic?
is my family, man. It's my
Yeah.
brother. Yeah, nah. I mean, I definitely could say that majority of the shit I've been able to do,
Yeah.
at least a strong percentage of it, has been enabled by kind of him just letting me be around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he letting me be in the mix, and you know, I've been able to go places off his face card
Yeah.
type shit. You know, just off the love.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's invaluable. I wouldn't be here. That's how I met y'all.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, that's what kind of makes Class such a special individual is
Absolutely.
that, you know, it's the Free Game podcast. I mean, shit, most of the game I got was from him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then for the last 4 years, 4 years, spent virtually like every day with him. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to learn, get in where I could fit in. That's why I took like this project. The last thing I released was like 2016.
Yeah.
From 16 to now, it's been me
working.
trying shit, trying to do this, trying to do that. And even when like Class the type of person that, he stand on his word. Yeah. Like his word is everything.
Like a very hard worker. Like
like
seeing him work, I'm like, damn, bro, he is like meticulous with a lot of shit, bro. You feel me? So
for sure.
Yeah. So I know like just being with him, like I'm just with him just as a friend. I'll just be observing when I'm in the studio, but you're actually like a friend, but you're actually like working with him, you know what I'm saying? So I know like that energy rubs off. You know what I'm saying? I know you're like, damn, like this dude is on point. Like having a producer like that, how is that? Like how confident do you feel when you walk into the booth with the producer of of his stature?
Man, see, I can't even. I'm glad you specified that as a producer of his stature, because specifically him. Like Class has a skill that goes beyond a sort of natural talent that goes beyond just production or whatever is on paper. Like this nigga vocal produce. Yeah, you know what I mean.
He'll do all that.
He'll coach you through it if he sees the potential in it. So it's invaluable. Like he's. Even down, a lot of people don't know this nigga like songwrites and everything. Yeah. Like he's, he embarrasses.
He showed me some shit, and I was like, "Damn, this shit dope." He was like, "Yeah, I wrote that." I was like, "Nah, you lying?"
No, on God, on God.
Lying. He's like, "Nah, bro."
He's like, there's I observe a lot of shit. His ability to say. It's like shit works for him the same way it worked like for like a Gucci or whoever. And this nigga will write songs that's not just rap. It'll be singing songs. But that ability to say the perfect phrase or the perfect bar in the perfect amount of words mixed with the perfect amount of I don't give a fuck mixed with the perfect amount of real nigga is that just like this nigga just is one of those like it may be one bar and it's just a whole anthem for your life. Yeah. And I've watched that over the last 3 or 4 years, and that's definitely something I've taken and tried to like hone as a skill. Okay. And that's what I try to do with my shit. I try to make everything an anthem. But anyway, man, working with Class is definitely a privilege. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's very inspiring. So yeah, man, shout out to the home team, man.
Shout out Class, man.
Yeah, Madar, everything,
dog.
man.
Yeah, shout out Madar,
everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's a nice team y'all got, man.
For sure.
It's
very
real,
talented.
like everybody, I feel like just being around y'all is just like, you know what I mean? I know y'all mean business, y'all professional with it, you know what I mean? It's a dope vibe I get from all of you guys collectively and individually, you know what I'm saying? Because I was able to, talk to you guys all individually. So, like, just being around y'all is just like, yeah, man, y'all got good energy. I know y'all want to work. I know y'all trying to get the Grammys. I know y'all trying to get the big check. You know what I mean? It's a business for y'all, and I respect that. I definitely respect that.
I appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate that shit, man. I'm just proud to be, part of a reputable collective like that. You know what I mean? It's definitely, I'm reinforcing, but you know what I mean? It's what's the word I'm thinking of? Like it definitely helps to like keep you like reassuring. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. It's very reassuring. Like, the moments I talked about earlier where you like, man, fuck this shit. I can't do this shit. Yeah. Like I'm about to go crazy, nigga, this is it. And then you remember, wait a minute, nigga, I'm tripping. What we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like sometimes you just can't forget where like your mission. You can't forget the mission. Like if your mission for that day is to get this track done or you know what I'm saying, revise this, like make sure that's your mission, you get that shit done. Facts. And then you look on the long side of things, like the journey of life, like you gotta make sure that mission is on point. You know what I mean? Like you may have to revise like your plans and shit like that, but your mission, you gotta stay on point with it. You feel me?
100%, man. Yeah. And what you just said is super valuable to creatives, man. Do not get married to a particular vision. Don't get married to a particular idea how some shit's supposed to go. You had your motherfucking feelings hurt.
Yeah, real quick.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Man, what?
Expectations is a motherfucker. Expectations is a motherfucker.
I know how we started out. Like we started the podcast, and we created like 4 or 5 episodes, right? And then when we was finally about to launch it, you know what I'm saying? We looked back at it, and I was like, I don't like none of those shits. So I just scrapped all of them because I just like, now, like that particular day, we had a different vision. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? This ain't the vision we want no more. Like that old shit we gotta cut it out. Like just trash them. And everybody was like, damn, for I'm like, yo, we gotta trash it.
Crazy.
I'm done with it. Let's start fresh, brand new. Let's go do it. And then like now every episode that you see is like what we want, and then more. Like you know what I'm saying? Gradually get better and shit like that. But yeah, you do like as a creative and you're creating your art because you try to be a perfectionist, and so by being a perfectionist, it's like everything has to be perfect. And if anything is not even like closely to like what you like, sometimes you just like, yo, fuck it and just scrap it. You know what I mean? And just start from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's the good thing about art, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can do that.
Yeah. Real shit. But and people don't even be like that. I have a tremendous amount of respect for that, man. Having 5, like, because I understand what that means, and I understand that feeling of like, so wait, are we gonna not do like, oh god damn it? Yeah. All right, that was a big waste of time, and I'm sure you spent money.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Like,
right.
People don't shit that people don't be thinking about, like, you know,
money, time, you know, just all different.
Like
types
you
of
invested
shit.
so much on it, and then you're just like, at the end of the day, you're like, fuck it, I don't like it.
I don't
like it. It's not it.
But then again, also it's like you learn it at the same time, so you can't really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like
definitely.
You got it right. Like
it's a good balance.
100%.
I mean, like that was just a podcast. You're an actual artist. I know you go through several, probably hundreds of songs and that you got stashed away that you just like, you know what? I don't want nobody to hear this. I'll probably drop one song here and there, but nah, y'all not gonna hear this. You know what I mean? Because we have a lot of friends that's in the music industry that are artists, and they will play us songs. You know what I'm saying? That dropped like that they created like 3-4 years ago that they're just now releasing because they finally got the chance to be like, you know what? I accept this song now, and I'm willing to give it out to the people. Yeah. But just to know that you created something like 3-4 years ago, and you may scrap it, or you're just now giving it to the world. That is like, to me, sometimes I'm like, damn, that is crazy. Like, you're sitting on something like, and when you listen to it, you're like, damn, bro, this shit dope. You should have dropped it there. You know what I mean? But they're like, nah, man, I just didn't feel right. You know what I mean?
Timing went right. Nah, that's real. That's real. And shit, not just songs. Videos, events, shit that I'm talking about. You done went broke.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I went broke. Speaking myself.
Yeah.
You know, you just spit your last to do this shit on a promotion that was really capped that you ain't know no better. Yeah. Whatever, you know what I mean? So much, and you are not allowed to cry about none of it. Yeah. You better fucking chin up. And keep it going.
I think that's the hardest part. Not fucking crying. Don't be hurting this shit.
Like be hurt to write that shit. Like you gonna be like Red, you like a Friday, nigga finna go cry in the car. Type
right,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
That nigga about to go cry in the car, man. Go ahead now, man. Damn, man. But yeah, I like just talking about being a creative, you know what I mean, and being an artist. It was funny when Erykah Badu was like, you know what I'm saying, I'm like sensitive.
I'm an artist.
I'm about my shit.
I'm sensitive about my shit.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really notice that until you start I started doing things. We started doing things, and then I started being around more collective of more artists and more creatives. And I'm like, damn, you really can't be sensitive, because just like you said, like putting out a song and then hoping that people like it, because if no one likes it, then you may not get paid. You know what I mean? Like no one's gonna stream it. But at the same time, it's like, do we have to keep worrying about everybody else's opinion about what we create? You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like do we have to keep worrying about someone's opinion about what we create because we put a dollar amount on it?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'll go after you. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, personally speaking, yes and no, and that is the best answer that this business will probably have for you for that.
Right.
You have to have the perfect combination of I don't give a fuck and I give all the fucks.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to care enough. But a lot of that, I think, too, just comes with your progression as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like it comes with figuring shit out in this business. Like, you be like, you know what? Like I said before, I can't be married to nothing because you just never know how this shit's going to go. Yeah. But at the same time, I do have to get, like, I want people to fuck with the shit. Yeah. So I do have to be mindful. I can't just put anything out. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's, what do you call it? It's duality. Like it's a contradiction. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it still functions as a whatever system it is. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You just don't give a fuck and give a fuck, and you'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, meet in the middle. Yeah, you find the in between. Like, all right, cool. I don't give a fuck if you do buy it, but I do kind of care. But fuck it, I'ma still drop it because it's out in the ethos. It's out there.
Yeah.
Someone gonna catch. Someone has to like it.
Exactly.
There's billions of motherfuckers in the world. I feel like if
Absolutely.
you advertise your shit correctly, you gonna find like this niche.
Absolutely.
Because think about like fucking Tyler the Creator and like what was it, Our Future and them. Like that's like a niche like of fans they have, and now look where it's at now. Like you feel what I'm saying? So like you said, man, you got to keep going, man. Just put it out there and just keep going because you'll find
keep creating.
it. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. That's really it. Just work until you find what works.
Work.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it just,
get those cylinders all, moving at one time, boom, you got it.
Hell yeah, just stay strong through that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, stay strong.
Number one.
Because
don't cry.
it's working.
Cry in the car if you got to. Cry in the corner. Don't cry on camera.
Right, for real.
But it sound cliche, but in every L there's a lesson type shit.
Yeah, a
So
loss
you
ain't a loss,
just-
it's a lesson.
Yeah,
There
Jay
you
Z
go.
told us that.
Yeah,
So
man,
you
that's
just
real.
that's if you treat it like that, even when it ain't convenient, you'll find something.
I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that, I had to like sit down and like really like break it down. I'm like, damn, a loss ain't a loss. It's a lesson.
Oh yeah.
Because sometimes you may think of something like, damn, bro, I just lost like 2,000 on this event, or you know what I'm saying, or this song didn't go the way I wanted to, and then you look back and like, well, I could treat it as a loss and then be moping around and I just be a loser, but I could look back and say, why did I lose that 2,000, or why isn't this song catching on the way it is? Then you learn like, all right, cool, maybe the advertising wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe the timing, like maybe it was around a certain holiday and it shouldn't have been there. You know what I mean? Or shit like that, man. So looking at it as a lesson, you have to. I know it's hard because, man, motherfuckers take some losses out there.
Yeah, and it don't always be money. Or
It don't have to be money. It could be like
be
something
time.
like spiritually or emotionally. You know what I mean? Like time, you can't get
a
time,
relationship. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow, but if you look at it as a lesson, just try. Like it may take you a month to look at it as a lesson, but once you look at it as a lesson, then you can move forward and like, all right, let me go about it a different way. Because once you learn from it, if you learn from the situation, you always be better. You know what I mean? That's why you see motherfuckers that get in trouble or they get fucked up the same way they got fucked up last week is because they not learning from their mistakes. You know what I mean? They just treating it as a loss and never learning from it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I guess if you do it like that, you'll be more successful in life. You know what I mean? I believe you can. You know what I mean?
Nah, you definitely be less disappointed.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's usually correlates to the success because it's all about how you look at shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Perspective, man. Everything.
100%.
Yeah. So with music, all right. So with technology, right? So because we're in a beautiful time of technology, man. I could order food from my house. I could order a car from my house. All type of shit. You know what I mean? So, but when it comes to music, how has technology helped your music grow and help your fan base grow? You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, exponentially. Like I said, everything you need, every tool that you need to try to make this type of shit work is available right now. You know what I mean? You really just need to, come up with a budget. And by that, I just mean some type of consistent income. When I graduated from college, I was working a salary gig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was in corporate America. But every dollar I got, I invested into music.
Absolutely.
And it was all, whatever, what I mean? Putting it up on streaming services, doing a sponsor post on social media, using whatever promotional services, the ones that's not capped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Like there's, as long as you got a steady stream of income, man, it's a endless amount of tools and resources now, and that, it completely cuts out the middleman. It gives you that complete direct-to-consumer relationship.
And I know, I've became a huge fan of Russ lately. Because of his independence, like his music is cool, but I became a fan of his his mind of being
I
independent.
like Russ music.
Yeah, I know his music is good, but I'm saying I guess like his mindset on being independent and owning your royalties, owning your masters and all that stuff is a big thing for me because when I was when we was at A3C and I was able to talk to all these companies that are like strictly for artists, I was just like dumbfounded. I'm like, man, there's a lot of tools out here for artists.
Yeah.
You make a song, that song goes platinum, you get 100% of that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you make it cuts to your manager and all that, whatever. But it's not gonna funnel through a record label first, and then they break you off, and then you got to break your manager off,
For sure.
and so and so. Like now,
For
we're like in a beautiful time where artists can put a song out, down, get a TuneCore account, DistroKid account.
Yeah.
Shout out TuneCore, by the way.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to TuneCore. That's what I use.
Yeah, you use
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Shout out
Facts.
to TuneCore.
Hell
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Shout out TuneCore.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy how you can put an album out there. You advertise that shit, right? That shit catch flames. Boom. You know what I mean? You can go platinum with no record label behind you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think now is a cool time for artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To get the money that they deserve. Because I think, like back in the day, like you know what I'm saying, the 90s, even early 2000s, like they weren't able to do that. It was like getting signed was just like going to
That
the
was the
league.
thing.
You know what I mean?
Getting signed. Yeah.
Yeah, getting signed was like going to the league.
Hell
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Getting signed, first round draft pick. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So with like we're talking about technology, just talking about record labels. How do you feel, about signing to a record label? Like what would be your I guess like your rules for you to sign to a record label if you were going to do that? I don't think you need to, but just have like a bigger machine behind you if you were going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I look at it like, and to the point earlier about, how you can just be independent and put something out and then it just work. Like, you can go
Right.
gold being independent.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, you having all these resources means nothing without the experience. And there's no substitute for the experience. So I would say that up to the point I'm at now, I figured out enough stuff that I wouldn't need a label in this moment. And most likely, if I was to partner with one, to sign with one, it wouldn't, the terms probably wouldn't be to my liking just because I'm still on the come up.
Yeah.
But I mean, just basically, it ain't. I don't know. That's my question. I'll figure it out when I cross that, or I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what I'm kind of noticing now is a lot of these record labels know their time is coming to an end. So now they're opening up to doing partnerships.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like I know Dave East was talking about that with Mass Appeal, where he's doing like business management deal instead of actually getting signed to them and things like that. A lot of these artists now understand their leverage and say, look, we can do a business deal.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Yeah.
we could distribute, get a distribution deal going or whatever, but I'm still getting 80-20 or something like that. Because now come on, look, man, what's the guy named Lil Tecca? You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Huh?
He just put his music out on SoundCloud, blew up from there, and now look where he's at now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did not need a record label in a sense. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. But when stuff like that happens though, that's like what that's like being a fringe celebrity. You know what I mean? You like,
how long is it gonna last?
yeah, it's sustainable. Like how sustainable is it?
Absolutely.
And that's why speaking back on the privilege, like I was talking about, from being able to like go places with class and the team and shit.
Yeah.
What I figured out is the same thing I figured out about life.
Yeah.
Nobody has this shit figured out for
Absolutely.
real.
Yeah.
They know what's worked before, and so they know all the things you could do to hedge your bets to get as close as you can.
Yeah.
But the truth is, niggas is just figuring it out just like we are.
Yeah.
So it's probably better if you're in a position to figure it out without being contractually obligated to anybody,
Yeah.
if that's the place that you in. But that's only if you want to do the work. If you just want to blow up and get a lot of shit real quick and kind
Go
of
viral.
be here and gone, fucking go for
go
it.
ahead
Sign
and
it.
do that,
Because
you know?
some folks, that may be all you had to offer. You know what I mean? Or whatever you could parlay it into. Maybe you can only offer that for now, but you could parlay it into something else. Like I said, I don't knock anybody for what their path is, but it's just hard for me to put the responsibility of my future in the hands of a motherfucker who got about as much information as I do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But until it makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We can go with that.
Until it makes sense.
I want to go into. The decade is about to end, man. You feel me? A lot of great music has been dropped these past 10 years. I want to know, can you give me 5 of your favorite albums this past decade?
I know we talked about the artists already, so
Right, but 5 albums.
right,
so,
with 5 albums, right.
shit, from 2010 to now.
Yeah.
Take Care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good Kid, Mad City.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful album.
I'm trying to go from like 2010 till now. So I was 11, 12. It's more, man. 444.
Yeah.
Okay.
On some just bossing up shit, you know what I'm saying? What's that 3? If I had more time to think about this, I have like probably a more targeted list. But
I feel like you're on the spot.
yeah, but it's cool. But it's cool though, because a lot of shit has come out.
Yeah,
in
There
that
has
time.
been a lot of great shit.
Yeah,
And a
like,
lot of
a
different
lot.
shit and a lot of stuff that, changed the game.
Maybe acid rap. I don't.
Yeah.
Damn, that's hard though. That's hard to say. I don't know. I had to think about it some more.
Coloring
but-
Book was nice. Coloring Book was nice.
Oh,
me
yes.
as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
Coloring Book was a
Yeah.
dope project for sure. I know it's some shit I'm not thinking about right now. I'm trying to think of like the artists and shit, but
What about Raw's Mastermind album?
I thought it was dope. Just being real, like I'm a fan of Ross. I'm not the hugest fan of Ross.
Yeah.
But as like in recent years, I've become a bit of a bigger fan. But I don't know that I would put it necessarily in my top 5 of the last decade.
Okay, that's cool.
And also, it wouldn't just be rappers either. It would probably, I'm trying to think of who the fuck else. I don't know, man. Ask me that like next week or something.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm gonna ask you
I'll be
next week,
walking
man.
around thinking about it all the time.
I'm put on
Like, damn.
Instagram once I finally get your answer. Like, yeah, this was 16 said.
Yeah. I did want to ask though, where you get your name from? Where 16 come from?
So actually, my homie, Trill, like one of my closest friends, when we were 16, he gave me that nickname, but it was because like I had a studio in my basement, like a little just $60, like recording off Cakewalk type shit, but we used to come in and I would never have verses ready. I would always write them on the spot. I'd write them real fast. So back then they weren't really good, but he started calling me 16 and it just stuck.
Oh.
And then the OS, my name is 16 OS. The OS is an acronym for Old Soul because everybody says I have an old soul.
Damn, okay.
Okay.
Damn. Should ask you that earlier then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's dope. That's dope. So I guess when you said, you write your verses on spot, has that helped you now? In the rap game right now, like, can you just go into the studio and be like, yo, class, drop a beat, I got this shit. Boom.
It's helped, but I mean, it's not my main approach to writing. And I'm not married to any one approach to writing. For me, I never know exactly when or how the inspiration is gonna hit. Like for Right Back, for example, that was like a 4-month process. I picked the sample, and then I went to the producer, Bobby Keys from the Loopholes, which shout out to them niggas. They got a lot of crazy shit going on. I think they did like the majority of Wayne new album that's finna drop, like just on some crazy shit. They going wild right now, but they but got the beat. I picked the sample, took it to him. He made the beat, got the beat. Went and got with a writer to come up with the hook. Shout out to AC, Ashton Combs. Between getting the beat and linking with the writer was about a month. Then once we put the hook down, I knew I wanted to get Natalie on it. So then it was, all right, we got to wait till the next time Natalie's here or that she's available so that we can try to make this shit happen. That was probably another month or 2, you know what I'm saying? So by the time it was awesome, and then I think that session that we did, that we wrote the hook at, I only had 1 verse ready. I don't think I finished my other 2 verses until maybe like a couple weeks after that. So, but then Too Fast, that shit was like done like that. Okay. I mean, literally, I had the sample in mind, and I wrote the verse when I found the sample. So then it came to me like on some 16 shit. And then I went straight to class and was like, bro, let's do this, and this. And then he came put his sauce on it, and we recorded it. That shit was done in like 10, maybe not 10. It was probably like good 30, 45 minutes for the production. But yeah, like it just depends, man.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I appreciate it.
I like that shit though, man. I like when the artists be like, yeah, man, I did that shit in like 30 minutes.
That shit is like, what?
Like, man, you did that in 30 minutes? That
30
shit is
minutes?
hard, bro. Like, I be like, just even like, when it comes to like producers too, man, I'm like, So it only took you like how long to make that one beat? And this beat is just like, you know what I'm saying, the beat of the century damn near.
Yeah,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? So like I feel like that's when you click. Like mentally into your craft, when you're able to do certain things in a short amount of time and it comes out phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure.
That's some skills that like shown, you know what I mean? 'Cause,
Nah, shit, appreciate it.
yeah, man, just like I think when I saw that, I noticed that like, man, you can really click like that as an artist. When I watched the Watch the Throne documentary when they were actually making the album, and I was like, damn, Jay-Z don't write nothing.
That's
You feel me?
crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
facts.
And it's just like he just goes in there, boom, one take, two takes, whatever, boom, is out. Kanye, the way you already know how he produces production.
Kanye.
You know what I'm saying? It's already off the wall. So it's just like being able to like really like tune in into your craft. I feel like you reach that point in life where it's like, yeah, this is me. This is what I'm supposed to do.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Nah, yeah, and that comes with knowing yourself.
Yeah.
That comes with knowing you. You know what I'm saying? So
Very important to know
all this
yourself.
shit is connected. You know what I mean? Your progression in your artistry is gonna be directly tied to your progression as a person. You know what I mean? So that's something to keep in mind for sure.
Okay.
Cause some folks be, definition of crazy.
Yeah.
Trying the same shit over and over.
Expecting
Yeah,
a
man.
different result.
Oh my. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
man.
very
so
true.
What's next for you, man? Because I know. So let's take that back. So the album, right? We were talking about that earlier. So how are you dropping the album?
So I'm dropping it's 9 records, but I'm dropping them each individually, because that way I can put like the proper push behind every record.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this year my presence on streaming platforms has finally, like, the support that I know I had is finally being reflected in like my monthly listeners and the amount of streams I get. So now I have a steady enough of a streaming audience that it's like, all right, 2 weeks, put a record out, let it build up. All right, cool, it's got a good enough traction. Put this next one out, let it build, and then still promoting them all at the same time. But that way, you kind of get past. If I just dropped all 9 records right now, and the first 3 got all the streams, and then the last 6 is, this is how, if you study
smart,
how this
that's
shit
smart,
works,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a strategy type shit, but
Okay, that's a nice little
Very
strategy
smart,
there.
yeah,
that
very
way
good strategy.
You can mess around and shit, all 9 songs go gold or platinum or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
hey man,
Yeah.
hey man, I'm not dropping the next record until this record hits 10K. I'm not dropping this record until this record hits 10K. For you know it, you got 9 songs. At least, all of them at least have 10K.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or
That's big.
whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's some free game podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's, I like that little strategy, man. That shit,
Yeah,
that shit's
very
smart.
smart.
Man. I might do that when I drop mine, man.
Man,
Yeah, man.
working for me.
I'm dropping a mixtape, man.
Oh,
Class,
man.
producing that shit.
Shout out class.
There you go.
Yeah, man. But we're coming down to the end of the show, man. It's definitely been a interesting conversation.
Absolutely.
You know what I
Thank
mean?
you,
We're
man.
getting to pick your brain about everything. You feel me? Getting to know you, and also like your album's about to drop. You know what I mean? How the strategy behind that. You feel me?
I'm
So,
excited to hear the rest of it too.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Excited.
Appreciate you for sure, man. Yeah, thank
Very
y'all.
excited.
I mean, like honestly, the 2 songs that we heard, the ones that you already released, I was
Absolutely.
like, all right, yeah,
Going crazy.
I'm fucking with that, yeah.
Thank y'all,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate it, man.
Having Natalie on,
That was definitely-
having Natalie
yeah,
on
shout out
right back
Natalie,
was
man.
like really kind of like that shit was nice right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like I said, man, I knew from even when I was picking a sample, I wanted it to be a collab with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So from there, it was just everybody came in and fucking did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, she put a
You know what
different
I'm
vibe on it, man.
Facts. No, for sure,
Put a
man.
different vibe on it. Really dope, man. So yeah, like I was saying, man, we coming down to the end of the show. You feel me? It's Free Game Radio Podcast.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot, man.
We
You know what I
did.
mean? So,
Facts, man.
what we like to do, man, we always got this thing called the free game message, man. So that could be about anything, financially, spiritually, whatever. So since you're an artist, I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna come to, directly for the artist. You know what I mean? But we want to know what your free game message is, man, because no one can leave this show without one.
Absolutely.
We got to
Word,
get a
for
message
sure,
out of
for
you.
sure.
You know what I mean? 'Cause that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Man, I would say for anybody, man, because I think it applies to any industry, regardless of music, whatever. A lot of times, shit is not how things are written or how it looks, how it's supposed to be, how it's written on paper.
Yeah.
It's not how it is. There's like nuance and context and experiences that if you don't have that, you know, it doesn't really paint an accurate picture, and you're not gonna know for sure until you fucking dive in and do it. You know what I mean? So while you're doing that, just kind of remember the value of duality, knowing how to care, but also how to not give a fuck. Knowing how to be fun, but how to have fun, but when it's, you know, time to be serious, knowing how to be serious. And then just kind of in general, man, you dedicate that time to figuring out how to walk that line.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And perfecting your craft, and all the other shit will fall into place. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, whatever you're going through, any struggles, and wherever your headspace, mental headspace may be, because as artists particularly, and as creatives, man, we vibrate at such
Absolutely.
a level that it's like our, you know, when we happy, we happy. When we sad, we feel it. You know what I mean? But embrace that pain if you're going through it, because that lesson that's at the end of it, man, you'll fuck around and your life will change.
Yeah.
It's gonna give you a little piece that just, you know, if I'd have been, damn, this is what I was supposed to learn this whole time, and I needed that pain to know that this is where I was gonna
Absolutely.
get. So that would be, you know, take all of what I just said. If it makes any sense, hopefully it can help, you know. But it's been working for me.
Yeah. So, and before you go, man,
that
I
was
have a
great.
question, man. Before you go,
Very good.
you work with some great producers so far. You know what I mean. So, what other producer would you want to work with? You know what I'm saying, for your next coming project?
I don't know. You know, man, I like the team of producers that I work with now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm we don't necessarily have a formula, but we have a chemistry that I think is working.
Okay.
So
you're gonna stick with that.
yeah, but I'm always open to
for change.
Yeah, for collaboration. You know what I mean? It's hard to say that, like, do I want to work with this person, because I'd have been in the studio with a few people, producers, artists, whatever, and just because they're dope don't necessarily mean that y'all gonna have a chemistry or that it's gonna turn out the way you think it is. So in my mind, you know, I don't necessarily put too much value on a name.
Absolutely.
You know, because if anything, if I'd had an opportunity to work with a bigger producer, class, hey man, I need you to come to the session with me, you know what I'm saying? Or whoever else, because I know that you know what I mean, that side of it, like that chemistry is always gonna work.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's dope, man. That's dope. You just, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out Kid Class, man.
He said he's done being humble, man. He said fuck being humble. 2020 is fuck being humble, man.
Fuck being humble.
there
You
you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
There you go, man.
We might have to do another episode with Class.
We
man.
do.
We had the
Yeah,
humble
yeah,
class
bring that
before,
man
man. We're gonna get the not so
Yeah,
humble
man.
class.
Yeah, man, y'all stay tuned for that, man.
Yeah,
It's on the
bring
way.
my
Number
back up,
16, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely been a pleasure, man. You
It's an honor.
Appreciate
free
you.
game stamp. You
Yes,
feel me?
man.
You know what I mean? We look forward to hearing
Thank
the
you
rest
so
of your
much.
album.
Thank
You
y'all,
know what I mean?
man.
Keep killing shit, man. Keep being positive, man.
Absolutely.
You feel me? And fuck being humble, man.
Fuck being humble.
fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit, man. You feel me? But like what it is, man, it's Free Game Radio Podcast. It's your boy Poppy Don.
And it's your girl, Tia G.
And it's 16, man.
Yeah.
Before we go, I was about to say more life,
More blessings.
more success, people. We out of here.
Yeah.
Yo.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. No one can stop me. I'm the best ever.
You are watching a master at work.